And welcome into the sit down, ladies and gentlemen. Please hit that like and share or hit that react button, whatever it may be. And if you're not already doing so, do us a favor, hit that follow, subscribe, hit that like button, and turn those notifications on so you don't miss any of the live content or any of the content coming from Sauce God or the other guys here with the sit down. We'll be live in just a few moments here, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a jam-packed show for the Bills Dolphins AFC East Title match. Sabres talk with Rampart, all that and much more here in the sit down. So don't go anywhere. Get comfortable. Happy Saturday, and let's go Bills. All right, we are live here in the sit-down, presented by www.buffalosauceguy.com and presented by Dustin Wings, the best damn chicken wings there are on the entire freaking planet. And I'm your host, as always, the Sauce God, at Buffalo Sauce God across all social media platforms where you can follow me and you can catch me with all sorts of content, not just Bills Mafia coverage, but also all your daily entertainment needs. Joined here with my co-host and producer over here, right to my left, technically, but your guys is right. Mr. 12 Gauge on stage with the rage, and he got to keep it in the cage. Gauge, how you doing this afternoon, sir? Well, Gauge, it looks like you're still muted at this present moment, so we're going to go ahead. We're going to switch it down to, of course, our hockey correspondent and our hockey analyst, but also now back in the sit-down, Mr. Tyler, a.k.a. Rampart. How you doing this afternoon, Tyler?
I'm doing just dandy, Sauce.
Good to hear, Tyler. So I know you're excited to talk hockey. I know everybody in this show right now is obviously here for the big-time coverage. What I've been talking about for what was coming for weeks, the inevitable AFC East title matchup that'll take place again in Miami tomorrow for the season finale for the Buffalo Bills. 18 freaking weeks. Holy cow, where has the season gone? Well, we're going to talk about all the ups and downs this season. We're going to talk about everything you guys need to know for this Bills and Dolphins absolutely loaded up matchup that has all these implications on the line. And some people out there are wondering, you know, if we lose, which I don't like to talk about that scenario because I don't believe in talking like that. But if we lose, is it still possible to make the playoffs? Well, we have the answers to that. People are wondering who's going to be playing tomorrow. We have the answers to that as well. And all those out there that want some free betting picks, props, and all the much more for your parlays and everything for Saturday action. Well, we've got that as well right here in the sit-down, presented by Dolphins Wings and presented by www.buffalosauceguy.com, your source for daily entertainment and Bills Mafia coverage as well. So without further ado, Gage, let's go ahead. Let's play that introduction video, and let's get this show kicked off. Hit that like and share. You're live here in the sit-down with Sauce God, 12 Gauge, and Ramparts Hockey. Let's go.
Let's get this over with. 1, 2, 3, 4.
It's simple, baby. Buffalo Bills football is heck, all right? Let me tell you something.
I'm gonna crack a cold one because since it's a tailgate.
Ooh, ice cold, Mike. Let me tell you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are live here in the sit-down with Sauce God, the sports and entertainment show.
I'm whipping the sauce, I'm tripping, of course, I want it all. All of my dogs be running with guard. Your mama, you're holding your pennies and bra. Cause when I get whipping the sauce, you taking it off. I'm dancing on tracks like stuff in the yard. We keeping it quiet, we moving the signs. But now we starting to riot, yeah. Keeping my eye on the prize. I got me a queen, we riding like Bonnie and Clyde. Trips to Dubai, the way I be flexing, I'm destined for changing my decimals. Decibels hitting the wave and rapping incredible. Splitting their head like a cantaloupe edible. Got me so high, I'm touching the sky. Of course, I give it my all. I'm whipping the sauce, kicking the door. But then we been here before. She ain't involved, well, she ain't involved. Taking my shot, even if down, we tying the score. Do your dancing now, twist, don't stress, don't trip. Whipping sauce real quick, stay dripping. Sipping on cognac, real tea in my veins, where you find that? I'm whipping it, watch it get saucy.
How you doing it?
I'm twisting and mixing them, shaking them haters right off me.
What you doing?
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome here into the Sit Down, a sports entertainment show, and also your Bills Mafia coverage. All that and much more right here on Facebook Live and on YouTube Live on Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at the present moment, but it looks like the schedule is going to change a little bit for us, guys. We might have some more live shows up and coming. And I want to apologize for everybody out there that's used to watching the show at Monday, Thursday, or Saturday, and you're used to watching at a certain time. I've actually been in the process of moving, but everything is getting all settled in, so God bless, and, buona fortuna for me going forward. So without further ado, guys, if you haven't already done so, do me a favor, please hit that like and share. Make sure you're following and subscribe to the content. All those out there watching on YouTube, by the way, we are nearing 400 subscribers, and I want to say that I've had this up for a long time. When we get to 500 subscribers, we're going to have a giveaway, some type of autograph, some type of memorabilia, or something we're going to have for a giveaway when we hit that 500 subscriber mark on YouTube. So if you haven't already done so, at Buffalo Sauce God is all my social medias, and also on Facebook is Anthony Balmasudo, where you guys can find me. And for anybody watching on Twitter, by the way, feel free to join me on YouTube or on Facebook right now, so you can actually join in and hear the comments in the sit down. And if you're already watching right now, feel free to drop your comments as well and let us know how you're feeling about this matchup tomorrow and all what we're talking about. So let's get it going underway, guys. Now, we usually start the show off with our around the week matchups, and this week it's obviously week 18. So we're going to go ahead and gauge. Tell us, what do we have for action in the NFL this week other than the Bills and Miami Dolphins for week 18? Go ahead.
Well, later on today at 4:30, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers going into Baltimore to take on the Ravens. And later on tonight at 8:30, we have the Houston Texans taking on the Indianapolis Colts. And for our Sunday slate of games, we have at the 1 o'clock hour, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going into Carolina to take on the Panthers. We have the Cleveland Browns going into Cincy for the Battle of Ohio to take on the Bengals. We have the Minnesota Vikings going into Michigan to take on the Detroit Lions. We have the New Jersey Jets going up to Foxborough to take on the Patriots.
Dalvin Cookless.
We have the Atlanta Falcons going down to New Orleans to take on the Saints. We have the Jacksonville Jaguars going up to Tennessee to take on Titans. And in the 4 o'clock hour, we got the Seattle Seahawks going down to Arizona to take on the Cardinals. We have the Chicago Bears Bay to take on the Packers. We have the Denver Broncos going into Vegas to take on the Raiders. We have the Kansas City Chiefs going all the way to LA to take on the Chargers. We got the Philadelphia Eagles going up to Jersey to take on the Giants. We have the LA Rams going to San Francisco to take on the Niners. We got the Dallas Cowboys coming to DC to take on the Redskins. And of course, the big one night on NBC for the AFC East. We have Buffalo down to Miami to squish those fish.
And that's why the whole time he's talking about what matchups we have, I didn't hear anything. There's only one fucking matchup this week, ladies and gentlemen. Now, there's great. We got football on for Saturday. Cool. We all get to keep ourselves a little bit occupied. We're all occupied. We got some bets in, nonsense, whatever. But it's all about Bills Miami tomorrow night for Sunday Night Football. The NFL said we're going to go ahead and flex it because people are like, oh, what are we playing? It said to be determined. Well, we're Sunday Night Football on NBC with, yes, Chris Collinsworth. Yes, Mike Tirico, who I like a lot, but I will say this. Better than Tony Romo and Jim Nantz, number one. But it's a star-studded matchup because why? Everybody's been talking about fucking Miami this, fucking Miami that. And it's got me absolutely flustered, which is going to take us into our first segment of the day here, the Sauce God Rant of the Day. It's simple. Okay? Everybody that's, oh, yeah, Miami, they're riding high, man. They're good. Oh, yeah, 70 points on Denver. Woo! Shut up. It's all coming down to this shit. January, And I've been saying this for months. It almost feels like I've been saying this for years. The Bills are going to fight against Miami for the divisional title in the very last game of the season. Because why? The NFL knew what they were doing. Put it in Miami this year at the end of the season versus beginning of the season last year. And I feel like it's a little bit of justice for us Bills fans out there that watch the absolute fucking brutality that our guys had to go through on the sidelines last year in Miami. Okay, so now we're going to Miami late in the year. Nice, colder, we're not going to have the cold weather to have to worry about this. We're not going to have to worry about the heat either. We're all set for this shit. All I'm saying is it's an absolute debacle here for me that anybody has ever thought the Bills were ever out of this season at all, at any point, even when they were 6-6, even when they were, Josh Allen threw 3 picks in week 1. Come on, guys. The guy's right here. You know what I'm saying? The guy knows a thing or two. And so do I. And so does Gage. So does Tyler. And if you guys haven't already done so, please do me a favor. Hit that like and share. You're live here in the Sit Down, a sports entertainment show with myself, the Sauce God, 12 Gage, Ramparts Hockey. We've got to talk a lot about this Bills-Dolphins matchup, a little bit about the Sabres as well later on in the show with our first appearance of the These Guys Are Good, Scary Good segment, which I think is going to get Tyler fired up, Gage. I know it got me and you fired up when we saw the video for that. But, of course, guys, if you haven't already done so, please hit that like and share. We've got a lot to talk about. Join us here in the comments as well. And if you have any oppositional thoughts to any of us are saying, as long as it's not hateful, feel free to put that in as well. And, like I'm saying here, guys, it's all about Bills-Dolphins Week 18. The winner of this game will win the AFC East Divisional title. Now, some people think, oh, what is it? That means we'll be the number 2 seed in the AFC, obviously because of the situations where we've beaten Kansas City, we haven't beaten, whatever. We would be the number 2 seed overall. We would have a home playoff game guaranteed at least, right? And should maybe the number 1 seed not be there for the AFC Championship, we could potentially have an AFC Championship at home. Obviously, it's a week-by-week kind of thing, right? But if the Bills shouldn't win this game, which I'm not going to talk about for very long. So if you want to know exactly how can they make the playoffs, well, you better listen now because I'm not talking about this scenario for the rest of the show. They can still make it if Pittsburgh loses to the Lamarless and basically Ravenless Ravens. Okay? But I will say this, that Tyler Huntley was a Pro Bowl quarterback last year, okay? Who's Tyler Huntley? He's Lamar Jackson's backup and has been for a couple years. Also, I believe if the Texans and the Colts don't tie, that also helps us too. So it's not like Buffalo needs to 1,000% win this game to get in, but in my opinion, you should be winning every single freaking game that you're in because the only team that can beat the Bills is themselves. So the Bills still could hypothetically make the playoffs should they not win in Miami tomorrow, but we're not going to talk about that. Now, Tyler, this whole year, as obviously you're a Bills supporter, you're a Bills fan, but you're primarily a Saints fan. So that's kind of why I got the Coach Prime colors on. A little bit of black and gold for you today.
Looking from the outside, looking in.
Watching on the outside, looking in, did you ever think that the Bills actually were, out of this divisional race? Or did you ever, see, hey, it's still possible they could take this thing?
I'm going to tell you one matchup that I started feeling. Not doubt, but I would say more on the fringe. How about that? Because they went to London. That's some adversity there, dude. What's the good teams got to do? Go through the adversity. That's all I'm going to say on that. But
so it's a great point that you make because that London game fucked a lot of things up. Matt Milano goes out due to injury. We lose that game in a stupid fashion where it felt like there was just something against us that whole entire game. And then the Bills' woes began. So I like that you bring up that the Jacksonville matchup in London because it really made things tougher. And it made things tougher when we went to Miami last year. We had to deal with the situations and the injuries that we dealt with in that game against Miami because of how they set up their stadium, which some people say, oh, it's messed up. And I agree. But at the same time, it's not like it's within their ramifications to do it. It ain't like they're just doing it to the Bills. They do it to the other freaking,
Hard Rock Cafe.
They play at home. So my whole thing is with the Bills, the fact that anybody ever counted them out was hilarious to me. This is the team that has won the AFC East title for the last, few seasons now. and has always been finding ways to win the meaningful games in December and January to put themselves in these situations. Yes, the last 3 since 2020. And we've done so in 2021 when everybody thought the Patriots were going to take it. And then we did so last year when everybody thought that Miami was going to hold it. But no, we end up finishing the way that we have to. And hey, that's what the Bills do. Bills are a great team, right? So if you guys are just now tuning in, though, you're live here in the sit down with myself, the Sauce God, 12 Gauge, and also my guy over here, Tyler, a.k.a. Rampart. We're going to talk more about this Bills and Dolphins matchup. So with that being said, we're going to go into our first segment here of the Bada Bing, Bada Boom, what the Bills did right in their first matchup against Miami. Let's play that video.
This is the Army where you shoot them a mile away. You got to get them close like this. Bada bing! Bada bing!
So what did the Bills do right in their first matchup against Miami where they won 48-20? Well, I can tell you they did everything right. They executed and they did their job offensively, defensively, and special teams. But what they did the best job at was creating opportunities for their offense to control the pace of the game, because we all knew what Miami had done the week before. They put up 70 on the Denver Broncos, which the Denver Broncos ain't the same Denver Broncos at the beginning of the season. I'll say that. But we knew what we had to do. Offensively, we moved the football. We controlled the pace of the game with the time of possession. And that's something that we saw the previous couple of weeks before that was working when we beat Washington and when we beat Las Vegas. It was the same type of situational football, making plays defensively, creating turnovers, creating pressure, and winning the battle of field position. But also the thing that I thought the Bills did the best job at, it was 14-14, and the Bills offense stalled out. Okay? But then the Bills defense came back and did their job. The Bills then went on a 17-point run, and the Miami Dolphins just, at that point, it was all over. The Bills defense made the plays to get off the field, and this is when we still had Matt Milano, yes, which obviously this is a different situation. But the Bills did a lot of things right in that first matchup. Gage, I want to ask you right off the bat, brother, what was one thing that you thought the Bills did so well in the first matchup against Miami?
Well, I thought they did a very, very excellent job containing Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle and limit their run attack as well. They didn't have passing touchdowns. They only had 2 rushing touchdowns. I believe those 2 were from Devon Achane. But yeah, we did not allow any passing touchdowns. That I loved very much.
And I think something that we've seen is as accurate as Tua is, and I'll go ahead, I'll give Tua some props. Tua is a very accurate quarterback, and he always has been ever since his days at Alabama. And I've had a lot of respect for Tua, regardless of how I feel about him being the quarterback for Miami Dolphins. But I will say that the Bills were able to just get that pressure on him to where it didn't look like Tua. It looked like Tua back in 2020 when they first drafted him, and they had to bring in Ryan Fitzpatrick to close games. Because the pressure the Bills create on that defensive line and with their linebackers and at times with their safeties and defensive backs is next to none. It's just incredibly special the way that the Bills defense can really create the opportunities for their offense to control the game every single week. And now I think it's interesting. You have a Rasul Douglas that is coming on for this team now, and the way that he has played since he's gotten into Buffalo has been incredible. Nothing short of being the unsung hero, in my opinion. You've seen guys like Khalil Shakir and Dalton Kincaid have come onto the scene a hell of a lot more since that first matchup in Miami. So I think that there's just a lot of things that we did right back then, but this is a different team. Ken Dorsey was our offensive coordinator back then. And now this is Joe Brady running the helm on the offensive side of the football for the Bills. So it is going to be a little bit of a different matchup. And we have a lot more to talk about in regards to that, as well as the injury report for the Buffalo Bills, our betting picks and props for this weekend, and our Sabres talk with, of course, our guy Tyler, a.k.a. Rampart. So you're live here in the sit-down, presented by Ducks Famous Wings at www.buffalosaucecott.com, right here on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and on Twitter as well. So if you're watching on Twitter, feel free to join us on the YouTube channel at Buffalo Sauce God. or on Facebook at Anthony Bombasudo, which you can see on the ticker down below. It's got all the information. By the way, the call-in hotline is currently out of service at the moment, but we should hopefully have back up and running next week. So, guys, do not call into that hotline. Nobody's going to answer, but feel free to join us here in the comments as well. So when you have the good things that you have, all right, fine. We got to talk about the bad things. And that's going to lead us into our next segment here of Forget About It. What do the Bills have to not do tomorrow? Let's play that video.
What's forget about it? If you disagree like a Lincoln is better than a Cadillac, forget about it.
What must the Bills not do tomorrow? I'll ask these guys, right? Because you guys heard me talk enough. Tyler, tell me right away, what can the Bills not do tomorrow if they want to win in Miami?
What the Bills should not do tomorrow if they're going to win in Miami. Well, Miami is a very banged up team right now. So listen, take advantage of that. Don't let that slide.
I like that.
Another
thing. What else you got?
I think they got to trust in each other, man. I think, Hyde's got to bring a lot of captaincy this week. I think he's going to have to hold it down for the troops, man.
I like it. Gage, what do you think the Bills cannot afford to do tomorrow if they want to beat this Miami team for the last matchup of the season?
Not turn the football over. Josh has to protect the football, not make any dumb throws. And I think that's it.
I mean, Gage, that's nailing right on the head.
Limit the penalties, too.
I think overall, if they avoid the turnovers, that's going to be the biggest thing. Penalties, I feel like we can't necessarily always control. The referees are going to referee. You know what I'm saying? We ain't going to always get the refs that we got in Kansas City, with the honesty that existed with them. So we got to still, I think, at this moment, focus on the turnover game. And that's going to maybe kind of decide how we're going to offensively approach this game, because Miami, like Tyler said, is very banged up. Miami has one player on their defensive side that is going to be missing, that we'll talk about later in the show as well. That is why Miami is going to have themselves a tough matchup against the Bills as well with their current roster. So we'll talk about that later on in the show as well, but don't go anywhere. Hit that like and share. Feel free to join us here in the comments section as well. Join us on Facebook or on YouTube if you're watching on Twitter, and make sure you're already following with your notifications turned on for all the live content. All the content coming from myself, the Soft Scott, and these guys as well, right here on the Sit Down in the Gamebook Football Network. So I think overall, what can the Bills not do tomorrow if they want to win? Don't drop the fucking football, okay? Don't drop the fucking football. I'm sick and tired of drops, man.
Yeah.
I can catch a football with a jam finger better than half these guys. You know what I'm saying? All I learned when I played receiver, and yeah, I might not be a professional football player. I might not have ever played college ball. But one thing I learned is when you're going to get the ball thrown your way, you're going to get fucking hit regardless. So you might as well look like a hero and come down with the football as well. Okay? And I used to run short slants and get smacked by the middle linebacker in practice just so, I could have us run three downs every time and boom, never score a touchdown, right? But at the end of the day, no drops. That's how you beat yourself. And I don't want to see anything like that tomorrow. So let's go ahead. Let's go into our next segment here, ladies and gents, here in the sit down of the 4th and 1, evaluating Josh Allen's quarterback play as of late. Let's play that video. Go ahead, Gage. In the 4th and 1 play, Josh Allen's going to take it. Oh, he bobbles the snap, but he picks it up. He fights forward. He's still fighting. First down, Buffalo. Josh Allen refuses to quit. First down, let's go Bills. Yeah, and Josh Allen's quarterback play as of lately is a little bit astounding. Some people are kind of like, what's up? Is Josh really, yay. He's playing just fine. I understand the Patriots game wasn't statistically Josh Allen's best game. I understand that he didn't statistically have the greatest performance against Dallas either, or against the Chargers. It doesn't matter. There's only one stat in sports that matters, and it's the final score. Okay? That's all. Josh could have 10 touchdowns, but if the Bills don't win, am I going to really sit here and rave? No. because there's just something wrong with I understand that at times you don't have to play good for your team to win. And that's a perfect example of Josh Allen. He doesn't have to play perfect for the Bills to win football games, but he has to do what he needs to do at the times he needs to do it when he's asked to. And that's something that I'm seeing Josh Allen do a lot more as of late. I would like to see Josh Allen using his legs a little bit more. I think that it's better for Josh Allen's game and overall the way the Bills offense is going to perform. That's all I'm saying. So if you're just now tuning in, though, you're live here in the sit down with myself, the Sauce God Rampart, and 12 Gauge, the producer of the show as well. I want to give a shout out to my girlfriend Emily for the voiceover on my intro. Love you, Emily, the most beautiful woman in the world. Shout out to everybody in Bills Mafia, and also give a shout out to my dad who was out there repping the Bills in LA against the Chargers with Mark Maddox, former Bills legend as well. So don't go anywhere, guys. We got much more of a great show here ahead, and we're going to go into our first bit of offensive keys to the game for the Buffalo Bills with victory formation. Let's go ahead and play that video. So, offensively, what do the Bills have to do to win against Miami tomorrow? And it's simple for me. I think if I'm going to drop a game plan, and I'm curious as to what Tyler and Gage have for this as well, but offensively for me, I think James Cook is your answer. James Cook is your answer for a lot of things. Josh Allen might be an answer for most of the things here, but James Cook has been an answer all season long. When James Cook is playing well, it seems like the Bills' offense is playing well. And it seems like when the Bills' offense is playing well, they're winning football games, right? So I think for the Bills offensively, establish the run game with not just James Cook, but Ty Johnson, Latavius Murray, Leonard Fournette, if he should get some action as well, which I'm anticipating is going to happen. And also add Josh Allen to the mix of the running game as well, because I'll tell you what, man, the Bills are going back to a little bit of the old school format of ground and pound, playing tough defense, getting the ball and controlling the pace of the game with the run game, and just demolishing and punishing teams in that regard. Gage, tell me, brother, 3 things the Bills need to do on offense to come out with a victory against Miami tomorrow.
I believe I'm on the same page as you, Sauce. We need to pound the football, run it really well. Get Dalton Kincaid involved more. I didn't see he had many catches last week or a couple of weeks ago. We need to get him involved more. And as you said, no drops. No drops. I do not want to see any drop football tomorrow night.
Gage, I love that, dude. That's fucking beautiful right there. I mean, Gage nailed it right on the head right there. Tyler, what do you think? 3 things the Bills offensively are going to do tomorrow to come out with a victory tomorrow.
I think it's got to be the offensive line, man. You don't got Bradley Chubb in there. Listen, I don't want anybody getting to Josh. Not now. Don't let it happen, man.
Tyler, good stuff, because honestly, you brought up a player's name that we are going to talk about later in the show, because, hey, he's a difference maker, but he is going to be out for this game, and he is going to be out for the remainder of the season. And it's a tough loss for Miami, which you don't want to ever see. You want to play the best, and you want to beat the best so that nobody ever has a fucking excuse later on. Oh, we didn't have our guys. No, you don't want to see that for any sort of team ever in any sort of sporting event. I don't care if you dislike the team or not. You don't want to see injuries. So I like that Tyler brought that up because, hey, it is a significant player to go down, though. And, you're going to have to go ahead and contain what guys are out there still regardless. And you got to protect Josh. Good stuff. So right now we're talking about the Bills-Dolphins matchup tomorrow for Sunday Night Football for the AFC East Divisional Title for the 2023-2024 NFL regular season. And if you're just now tuning in, do me a favor, hit the react button, hit the share button, join us here in the comment section as well. Make sure you're already subscribed and notifications turned on right here in the sit down, and make sure you have everything coming from Sauce Guide, your source for daily entertainment and Bills Mafia coverage all year round, baby. So let's get it going. we had the victory formation, which is the offensive keys of the game, and that means we're going to have to give you guys the defensive keys. Let's go ahead and let's play that video. Pain trains are coming. And
uh-oh. Having a little here, folks.
pain trains are coming. Let me tell you something.
Let's
I don't
wait
know
till
what
Sauce
just
gets
happened.
back in here.
I don't know what just happened. But all of a sudden, we want to talk defense, and they want to kick my ass out. Nah. Because I'm going to tell you, defensively for the Buffalo Bills, it is simple, baby. All you got to do is get pressure. Get pressure. Get pressure. You know what I mean? Swarm the Dolphins. You know what I'm saying? Sharks are in the water. And that's the Bills' Mafia defense. It's going to be circling around to it and making it uncomfortable for the guy. That's all I'm saying. Pressure. And if you can, slow the run game down a little bit. That's one thing that Miami has seemed to have some success with in, the recent matches that we've had is in the running game. And, of course, they have Raheem Mostert, a little banged up at the moment. And Chan is back, yes. And Chan had a good first matchup against the Bills. He's one of the faster players in football. So, Tyler, tell me two things the Bills are going to do defensively tomorrow to secure victory.
I think spot cornerback locked down. I want to see inside. I want to see man all day. And the second thing, you said it earlier in the show, Rasul Douglas. That man is on a hot streak right now. He's got to keep it rolling. Keep the pain train going, baby. Don't give up.
I love that. Gage, what do you think? Two things the Bills defensively are going to do tomorrow to come out with a victory.
We have to take the ball away. We got to take the ball away from Miami's offense and limit the run. I do not believe Tyreek Hill or Jalen Waddle are going to be in the game. Correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong about that. Let me know.
We'll see later on. Of course, when we get into the weakest link segment, we will have more about the injury report for the Bills and Dolphins. I did hear that Tyreek and Jalen Waddle were seen in walking boots per se. I don't know what the full story is with that, but of course we'll have more on that later in the show as well. But Gage, I like the direction you're talking. Get turnovers. Tyler's talking about beating the pressure. It's overall good stuff. I mean, at the end of the day, the Bills defense needs to do one thing, and that's get off the field. Get off the field. Get off the field and let your offense try to come and have your back, because this is where Josh Allen is going to thrive. And Josh Allen, this is what he's built for, these types of moments where, hey, it's either the best come out on top or you go down swinging, right? But with that being said, guys, you're live here in the sit-down right here on my Facebook Live and YouTube Live, and we are live again on Mondays, Thursdays, and on Saturdays as well. The schedule is going to change up a little bit, but this is presented by Dunk's Famous Wings. Of course, the best damn chicken wings that there is on the whole damn face of the earth. Not just Buffalo, the whole damn face of the earth. And also presented by www.buffalosaucegod.com, the home of your source for daily entertainment, Bills Mafia coverage, and as well as the merchandise for Sauce God brand. So, we are talking about the defensive keys for the Buffalo Bills. Well, let's go into one of my favorite segments, one that I created when I was doing the sit-down with Built in Buffalo. It's called Unsung Hero, and that's the under-the-radar performer of the week for offense and defense. Let's play that video. And Tyler brought up a great guy that you could say for defensive unsung hero. So, guys, we have to really just discuss the fact that Khalil Shakir is, my opinion, been the unsung hero offensively for this team the whole way of this season. And I'm going to keep saying he is. I mean, he's got the playmaking ability. He's got a lot more that he can provide to a team. But obviously, this is a team that has its roles of wide receiver 1 and wide receiver 2 and tight end 1 filled. and it's hard to command targets in an offense. But Khalil Shakir, man, he had that catch against the Chargers. That was like low-key. Thank God he makes that catch right there, and it continues the drive. Low-key, Khalil Shakir has been making plays all season long. He's going to be my unsung hero for offense this week. But I'm also saying a little bit of Leonard Fournette. I see Leonard Fournette maybe getting some sort of touchdown action this week. I don't know what it is. If he's active, I see Leonard Fournette getting a touchdown this week. And defensively, I think it's going to be A.J. Epinesa this week. A.J. Epinesa might have a couple of just real quick hurry-ups that maybe make the ball go incomplete for Tua. And that's ultimately what decides the Bills' victory for the unsung heroes. But, Tyler, who do you got for the unsung heroes offensively and defensively for the Bills this week?
Reggie Gilliam. Let's go, baby. You got to block for that man, James Cook, man. If he's going to go, you got to go.
I like that. That's a good fucking pick. That's a great pick. So, Reggie Gilliam be running back shoulder fades too, Tyler. That's all I'm saying. So, all right. You got one for offense. Is Rasul Douglas your guy for defense too or no?
Defense?
Yeah.
I'm going to go Ed Oliver, man. I mean, he's been going all year. I mean, that's it, dude.
Great fucking pick. Gage, who's your unsung heroes offensively and defensively for the Buffalo Bills this week?
Under the radar offensive line. The offensive line has to be good this week. Those are our unsung heroes on the offense. On defense, well, I don't know if he's unsung, but Terrell Bernard, our linebacker, he's got to make a lot of plays. I'm loving the play of that guy.
Good stuff. So that's Gage's picks for the unsung heroes.
I see him having
and defensively. And with that being said, folks, we're going to go into our next segment here. But before we do that, if you have not already done so, please do me a favor. Hit that like and share button, guys. Also, join us here in the comment section. And if you're not already doing so, make sure you're subscribed, like, and whatever it may be, turn your notifications on so you don't miss any of the live show content coming from myself, the Sauce God, or these guys as well right here on the Game Book Network and the Sit Down. So let's keep it going, guys. We got the weakest link segment coming up. Let's play that video, Gage. Now, this is going to be about what gives the Bills the advantage, but I also wanted to add into this segment of what the injury report currently looks like for the Bills and Dolphins. And I'll just go ahead and tell people we were talking about Bradley Chubb is going to be out for this game. He tore his ACL last week against the Baltimore Ravens. And it's an unfortunate loss for Miami Dolphins. Bradley Chubb, one of the better pass rushers, I believe, in the AFC, coming over from Denver last year. Miami getting him for next to nothing, which I felt really made Miami a much better team. Not just, because I think that Miami's had the offense, but you need to have a couple guys on defense. They get Jalen Ramsey, who's been playing pretty well for them since he's actually come back from injury. But, Gage, what else you got for the injuries currently for the Bills and Miami Dolphins this week?
I forgot to pull that up. I forgot you told me to pull that up.
Well, go ahead and look it up. But I'll talk a little bit in the meantime. I know the Bills are going to be expecting to have Micah Hyde back, I believe, this week. People were a little concerned hearing about Josh Allen had a stinger that happened in that game against the Patriots towards the end. He's going to be good to go. And, of course, that anybody that thinks that Josh Allen wasn't going to play in this game is absolutely nuts. And there's no way that was ever going to happen. So Josh Allen should be good to go, obviously. Tua, I know, was also hobbled. I know that.
All right, the injury report for the Buffalo Bills. Here is the list. Josh Allen was a full participant on Friday. Stephon Diggs did not practice.
All right, my apologies there, ladies and gents.
Or vet rest.
Can you guys hear me?
For a little rib issue, he was a full participant on Thursday and Friday. DeMar Hamlin, with his little shoulder issue, was limited on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Micah Hyde, with his little neck stinger, was limited on Wednesday, but a full participant on Thursday and Friday. Vaughn Miller, with his vet rest, did not practice on Wednesday, but was a full participant on Thursday and Friday. Mitch Morris was a little bit of a sickness, did not practice on Friday, and is questionable for the game on Sunday.
Excellent.
The Dolphins have a long one. I am not going to get into that.
Gage, you're going to go into the Dolphins one?
Go ahead, everyone. They have a really long injury report. I am trying to get that. Just keep them occupied for a little while.
All right, hold on. We good?
All right, 5 players were non-participants. Linebacker Bradley Chubb with his knee, as you heard. Wide receiver Tyreek Hill. Personal issues, won't get into that. Cornerback Xavier Howard. Running back Raheem Mostert with his little knee ankle injury. And wide receiver Jalen Waddle. A little bit of an ankle.
Yeah, so Miami's
issue. Limited participants include Jerome Baker, Lester Cotton, Jim Eichenberg, safety Javon Holland, right guard Robert Hunt, right tackle Austin Jackson, linebacker David Long, and linebacker Duke Riley. That is a long injury report for the Dolphins.
Holy hell. Yeah, I was gonna say that one took a freaking second. So I mean, obviously Miami's hobbled, but I expect their best to go. You know what I mean? If they're able to go, they're gonna go. Obviously, this is an important matchup. Even though Miami's already secured a playoff spot, it is obviously still important to try and, for seeding purposes and things of that nature. So I expect that they'll have the best ready to go. But as Gage just stated, they're going to have themselves a little bit of adversity going forward. So with that being said, guys, I want to say appreciate for everybody being patient during the technical difficulties there. For some reason, my father felt it was necessary to keep on calling me. Dad, if you're watching this, stop calling. I'll call you back after. Love you very much. So let's go ahead. And this week we got ourselves a little bit of a different segment, something that I've been looking forward to adding because Tyler is now talking a lot more about the Sabres with us every single week that we've had to sit down on Saturdays. So we're going to talk a little bit about the Sabres with this first segment of These Guys Are Good, Scary Good. Gage, let's play that video.
Boys, that video gives me chills. You know why? Do you believe? What is this city? One love, baby. That's all it is. But, so this segment is going to bring into more, it could be a good or a bad thing about anything that I see. right now, a bad thing is Connor Bedard just got injured. I'm very upset about this. You know, he took a lick in New Jersey the other night. Oh, man, that kid was on pace to be having one of the greatest rookie seasons I've ever seen. Now, on the Sabres thing, good. We got 2 power play goals last week. You know what? That makes me happy. Right in a row last game. 2 power play goals. We've been in a slump. We needed those. That was kind of like, you know, right back at you. You take a cheap shot at our guy, we're going to get you with our guy. How about that? So, we got a game tonight in Pittsburgh. We'll see how it goes.
I like that very much, Tyler. You know, hey, the Sabres as of late, though, are they trending up or are they trending down? Or are they kind of still in the middle of the road?
They made their turn.
Think so?
They made their turn. And I can tell you the game that they made their turn. Guess what, buddy? Boston Bruins. We put on a clinic.
2-1. We beat them
3-0,
3-1, right?
3-0, 3-1.
3-1, yep. And that was a game I remember Gage said to me, "Oh, no, don't take the Sabres. They're playing the Bruins." And I go, hey, anything's fucking possible. Especially
Games like that, you got to dig.
I know you were going to bring that up.
Gage, you had to know that I was going to bring it up because, of course, it's going to go ahead and lead us into our next segment, which is our second to last. By the way, Tyler, great stuff. And Tyler's going to be having that segment as well as next week. We'll be seeing the addition of the one-timer segment, and we'll be seeing Gage make his debut of Gage's Locks segment next week. So I want to say for everybody watching, the sit-down, we have a lot more being added into the show. It's not just sports, it's entertainment, and, of course, it's all in good fun. And everybody here at the Game Book is, and here in the sit down is of good people. And like I said, we don't encourage any sort of hateful stuff or anything like that. We just like to come in here and talk sports and hang out. And it's going to lead us into our next segment here of I'll Take That Action, the week 16, not really week 16. It's actually week 18 picks and props. And that's yeah. Hey, guys. Life is too short to bet the under. I don't care if it's 59. I don't care if it's 67. You got to ride the fucking over.
This is fucking ridiculous. We need a fucking touchdown. The stakes are high for these ones, boys.
Over-unders, give me points.
Man.
Life is too short to bet the under. But, Gage, I'm going to let you take the lock picks of this week. I'm not going to give anybody any sort of picks. But I want to say before Gage gives these picks, if you're watching this, bet and play at your own risk where it is legal to do so. We do not encourage any illegal or underage gambling of any sort. Bet and play at your own damn risk. And good luck because Gage just went 4 for 4 last night on his picks. Timmy, if you're watching, I'm talking to you. Gage, what do you got for us for the week's locks of the picks and props?
You know, I am really loving Jeff Skinner to score a goal tonight in the Sabres game. I'm loving Mika Zibanejad to score a goal for the Rangers tonight. I don't know why, and I'm loving this one as well. I am loving Baltimore +3.
That's all they're giving. Baltimore.
Tyler Huntley can ball out. That's all they're giving Baltimore.
Oh, my God. Okay.
3.
Everybody, I will say this. Everybody, 4:30, the Baltimore Ravens play the Steelers. And I believe if the Steelers lose, the Bills are in. So, like, that would just take, you know, the weight off of some people's shoulders. Just saying, for all you out there that are wondering, you know, those are going to win tomorrow night, guys. And real fast, Tyler, give me your score prediction for tomorrow.
24-17.
24-17. Gage, score prediction for tomorrow.
Oh, you think it's going to be that close, huh?
I think it's going to be a dogfight, man. They want the division.
That close, a 7-point victory.
Nah. Last time we played them, they still had Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, and we still beat them by 4 touchdowns. So I'm going with a bigger victory. I'm going with the. We're gonna put a 50 on them. We're gonna put a 50 on them.
Okay, all right. And you guys will get my score predictions here in just a moment because there's a reason I'm leading in this segue of the segments here that we've got going on. But guys, I want to say thank you to Gage and Tyler so far for great stuff in the show. And thank you everybody for your likes and shares and comments. And we've got much more here ahead in the sit down, which is live on Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, presented by Dustin Wings and www.buffalosauceguy.com. Coach Prime is in the building. It's time for the segment presented by Dustin Wings on Sheridan Drive. Getting saucy. Let's play that video.
As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster.
Ice cold, nice, refreshing Labatt Blue on a fierce storm behind J817.
It's a cold front, is what that is.
I'm fired up this week, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to get you fired up. Bills Mafia, want to hear me getting saucy this week? It's simple. Mac Jones and the New England Patriots, and also, too, the Miami Dolphins, and anybody that's got anything bad to say. Bills by a billion, baby. Let's go. Let's go, Bills. It's simple. All right, Bills by a freaking billion. That's the score. That's the score prediction you guys need. Is Bills by a billion. The Bills are going to win this game in just absolute nice fashion. Okay, they're going to score 34 points. Miami is going to put up 19. Okay, and it's because they're going to kick some field goals and yada yada. They might go for a touchdown. I don't care. Bills are winning this game. The Bills are going to win this AFC East title tomorrow night, and it's going to happen on Sunday Night Football on NBC for the AFC East divisional title, guys. And that's huge stuff. And, of course, the Bills have to write their own destiny. It's how do you do so? It's easy. You spread the ball around with Josh Allen, you're getting saucy. You're stirring the sauce with James Cook, and you hashtag let James cook to get him saucy. Cook the sauce. And you got the defense that's going to absolutely cook this Dolphins team. And we're going to be eating seafood for the next, I don't know, however many weeks, because the Bills are going to win by beating and absolutely demolishing the Miami Dolphins. And I want to say to everybody out there, make sure you tune in with us here in the sit down with myself, the Sauce God, 12 Gauge, and of course, my guy Rampart, also here as our guy for hockey and talking football with us. I want to say thank you, Gage. Thank you, Tyler, and all of you out there. God bless. Go Bills. Join us next time. Turn your notifications on, subscribe, and go Bills. We're going to win tomorrow night, fellas. What do you think? What do you think? You know what I'm saying?
One love.
Go Bills, baby.
Bills by a bit.